Hi there, I'm Curtis Crotty with the Crotty Group. Today I am in Lincoln Park. I wanted to show you around some of my favorite areas, some of my favorite spots. Lincoln Park is one of the largest neighborhoods that Chicago has, so it's probably too much for one video. So today I wanted to focus on the little strip of Armitage Corridor between Racine and Halsted. So let's go take a look. This part of Armitage Avenue between Racine and Halsted doesn't really have a formal name, but some people call it Armitage Corridor. Very similar to Southport Corridor. It's got a bunch of upscale brands, boutique shops, and some nice eateries. Some of Chicago's highest priced homes are right off of Armitage Avenue on both the north and south side. So today I do want to show you some of my favorite single family homes that when I win the lottery, I can afford. One of my favorite new restaurants in Chicago, Armitage Alehouse. It's extremely difficult to get in. Reservations open up 2 weeks before. And if you're not on at like 8 or 9 in the morning, they go fast. They also have a bar that is walk-in friendly, but there's always a wait for it. So if you can, get a booking in. They're an English style eatery that focuses a little bit on Indian influence. Really cool atmosphere inside. It's very moody. There's a nice fireplace in the back, the perfect spot for a date. They have a sticky date pudding dessert that should be illegal. It's pretty good. Don't get one on your own though. It's enough to share with like 4 people. Of the shopping districts in Chicago, Armitage Corridor made it through COVID the easiest. A lot of the shopping on this street are online retailers. That fact helped kind of get them through the pandemic, and it is now stronger than it was before. Art Effect right here is a great spot for small kitschy decor items. There's a lot of funny little trinkets in there too. It's just like fun to go in, spend a half an hour looking around, reading stuff. If you're trying to kill some time waiting to get into Armitage Alehouse, perfect spot to go. Just off Armitage Avenue are some of Chicago's most expensive homes. They're situated on double wide lots, so the homes are wider than normal. It just gives for a unique floor plan and a unique look. I want to show you what they look like. Some of my favorite homes in Chicago are on Dayton. This one that we're coming up on is a good example of that. This is situated on 2 lots that are next to each other. So the house is extra wide. It gives a unique floor plan. Where else can you find something like this in Chicago? Wraparound porch, side yard. This is one of my husband's favorite houses in Chicago as well. Most of the houses in this area are single family. However, there are a lot of multi-units that are turned into condos and rental apartments. Primarily speaking, this part of Lincoln Park is known for really high-end upscale single family homes. And those can be priced anywhere from 1.5 to 5-6 million. You know, chump change. Lincoln Park got its name from the band Lincoln Park. No, I'm kidding. It actually got its name from Abraham Lincoln. It was actually a very underserved part of the community back when Chicago got its start in the 1800s. Chicago had to put a lot of money and funding into the area to pick it up and bring it back to life. This was the northernmost point of Chicago. North Avenue is actually the cutoff of the northern boundary of Chicago. The coolest house in Chicago is coming up. It's one freaking house. We're still on Dayton Avenue. This behind me is one of my favorite houses, one of my husband's favorite houses in Chicago. Built by Savan Properties, Chicago's leading high-end home builder. They just did a really great job at providing something that's a little bit unique, modern, and if you can see on the far north side of the building, a wall of glass. It's a unique floor plan. Again, sits on 2 wide lots, which certainly makes property taxes expensive. Speaking of, let's head over to Burling. I've got a house to show you that is massive. It's just so big. Look at, I'm all the way over here. This is how wide that house is. Webster has a lot more of the apartment style homes, condos, and more of what traditionally was here in the early 1900s. Like this whole thing. St. Patrick's Day was here. Right off of Armitage and Halsted, you've also got Oz Park. It's a very large park, great spot to be on the weekends on a spring, summer day. You can see walking by, it's packed. There's people playing Frisbee, dogs running around, a few baseball fields. It's one of the most sought after parks outside of the actual Lincoln Park. It looks really cool and architecturally interesting, but the amount of maintenance that you have to do to make sure that the wood stain is all the same color throughout the year is ridiculous and expensive. Who has trees on their balcony? But directly across the street from Oz Park. One of the coolest parks in Chicago. There's so many trees. It feels like an escape from the urban jungle. Oz Park has statues around the park from Wizard of Oz. Right here is Dorothy and Toto. Oz Park is actually named after the Wizard of Oz. L. Frank Baum was a resident of Chicago, and they used to have Oz Festival here to celebrate the book and the story. So they just went ahead and named it Oz Park. Follow the yellow brick road. Oh, her ruby slippers are actually ruby. That's cool. Historically accurate representation. Dorothy's here. The Tin Man is at the end of Webster and Larrabee. The Scarecrow, I think, is on the other side of Larrabee, and there's the lion somewhere. You go find them yourself. Chicago architects. This should be a yellow brick road through the park. How cool would that have been? Big miss, big miss. Let's go this way. So much open space. A couple different baseball fields, tennis courts, and the perfect picnic hill straight ahead. If you ever want to do a picnic, Saturday afternoon brunch spot. We actually did that quite a bit during COVID. Right at the edge of Lincoln Park is Lincoln Park High School. This is the public school that if you lived in this area, your kids would go to. And they get easy access to Picnic Hill. I wonder what they call it, because it's not Picnic Hill. This parking lot over here right off of Burling and Armitage turns into a great farmer's market on the weekend in the summers. Definitely a place to come by if you're walking through the area. My husband is from Texas, so he's very particular about his barbecue. Ella's barbecue is a favorite of his, so he gives it the southern thumbs up. He is a brisket guy. Beef tips or brisket is his go-to. It's actually never very busy inside. It's more of a order at the counter, grab your food, and either sit outside or take it home type spot. Now we're on Burling Street, and this particular house is situated on 3 Chicago lots that are actually all wide lots themselves. The property taxes on this alone are over $100,000. It's been on the market on and off for the last decade, currently listed at a whopping 23 some million. It's extremely ornate inside. The owners, when they built it, designed it after an Italian villa, so it is specifically designed for them. It is a fortress, and there's always cars parked in the driveway. Look up the photos online. 1932 Burling. Really cool, unique house in Chicago. I have nothing else to say about this beauty, but if you look across the street, one of the things that Burling is really known for is having garages underneath the house. Very rare to have an attached garage underneath the house. You need a couple different things for that to be possible. One, you've got to get a curb cut, meaning that you've got to have the city cut to have a driveway, so it's not just a bump. And then you have to get a variance. Here in the city of Chicago, you cannot have attached garages for code reasons, so you do have to get a variance for zoning to allow an attached garage. The 1900 and 1800 blocks of Burling are unique in that they've set the precedence for that. So a lot of these houses have really nice attached garages that you just pull right into. This house over here that's right on the corner of Burling and Armitage, really unique house. It's actually on the market right now, I think for 7.9 million. They've got an awesome garden. Look up the photos for this house. It is insane. It is massive too. It stretches the entire block. Well, most houses do, so. This little curb cut that they have there in the winter doesn't get plowed. I've hit that so hard with my car before. It's in the middle of the driveway. What would you expect? Little hidden spot down the alley just west of Halsted. Don't mind the dumpsters. Beacon Donuts. Really cute spot that will sell out of their donuts first thing on the weekends. There's usually a line all the way to the street from here. Really cool donuts. And a cute little spot that's off the beaten path. So that's just a few spots of Armitage Corridor in Lincoln Park. Again, Lincoln Park is so big to do in one video. I'll try and come back and do a few more videos of some other parts of Lincoln Park. So check those out. Like, comment, share, subscribe, do all those things, and we'll see you soon. Again, I'm Curtis Crotty with the Crotty Group. I'm Curtis with the Crotty Group, your real estate agent here in Chicago. Signing off. Okay, lots of costing people.